Will the fourth stimulus check be approved? Can it still happen in May? The fate of the next round of direct payments is up in the air after public statements from President Joe Biden and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. As President Joe Biden pushes on with his agenda, he has announced trillions more in federal spending over the past few weeks, which will complete his three-pronged Build Back Better legislative plan. The American Jobs Plan was announced in early April, with details of the American Families Plan emerging from Biden's first address to a joint session of Congress later that month. But although the two bills include more than $4 trillion of spending, there was no fourth stimulus check included in either proposal. Given how long it took to pass the last stimulus bill, it is extremely unlikely that another round of the direct payments could be passed in May. However, that does not mean that more long-term hopes for a fourth stimulus check have been extinguished. Petition for fourth stimulus check surpasses 2 million signatures. There is little news from the White House in terms of a new direct payment, but there are growing calls, both across the country and within Congress, for Biden to consider recurring payments in future bills. A new petition entitled $2,000 month to every American number Manafort people number COVID-19 has reached 2.1 million signatures as people put pressure on the government. The petition was authored by Stephanie Bonin, who describes her situation as that of a typical working family who needed to know that we would have a safety net during this pandemic. The petition only began on 3 May 2021, but has already garnered a huge number of signatures. Interestingly, it is not just a fourth stimulus check that is mentioned in the petition. The petition reads, "Moving forward, Congress needs to make recurring checks automatic if certain triggers are met. No more waiting around for our government to send the help we need." White House remain unmoved on prospect of fourth stimulus check. In his big speech in Congress last week, one of the first things Biden mentioned was his administration's success in distributing the third round of stimulus checks. "We've already sent more than 160 million checks out the door. It's making a difference," he told the 200 lawmakers in attendance. "For many people, it's making all the difference in the world." But despite focusing on the good that is being done by the stimulus checks, Biden refused to be drawn on the matter of another stimulus check, and it seems like he has little intention of pushing for another one now. His current agenda is particularly ambitious with a scale of federal spending unlike any in American history, and he will need to retain most of his political capital to force the proposals through Congress. When asked about the possibility of a fourth stimulus check, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki made clear that Biden would not push for another round, adding that it was up to lawmakers to do so. She told reporters gathered, "We'll see what members of Congress propose, but stimulus checks are not free." Stimulus checks for SSI beneficiaries, all you need to know. If you receive SSI or SSDI benefits, you may be wondering when your third stimulus check will arrive, if it hasn't already. The IRS began making payments on April 7th, and, therefore, those who receive benefits by direct deposit or direct express card should have already seen the money come in. But there are other factors that could be playing a part in whether you have received the money or not. Eligibility. Needless to say, people who receive SSI and SSDI automatically qualify to receive a third stimulus check worth $1,400. Eligibility for the first two rounds of such checks was based on simply having a social security number and weren't claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return, and so long as their household income didn't exceed the threshold set. Where the third check differs is that the bill that authorized the third check grants stimulus payment eligibility to those of all ages. Receivers of railroad retirement and Veterans Affairs benefits can also be rest assured that they automatically qualify for payment. SSI and SSDI beneficiaries. When set up with a direct deposit or direct express card, money should have already been received. Those who receive veterans benefits should have gotten their stimulus money on April 14th, if they don't usually file taxes. Beneficiaries of SSI or SSDI can check the status of their payment using the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website. Direct express payments. Only current Direct Express cardholders can receive their third stimulus payment on their cards. Those who currently don't have a Direct Express card account cannot open one now in order to receive the stimulus funds. The SSA says residents can receive stimulus funds on their Direct Express card if the following apply. You did not file a 2020 or 2019 tax return. You did not use the ERS non-filer tool at the IRS website to provide information to receive a previous stimulus payment. You receive your monthly Social Security benefit or Supplemental Security Income (SSI) payment via a Direct Express card. Prepaid debit cards. Recipients who received a previous stimulus payment as a prepaid debit card and not on their Direct Express card account may receive their third stimulus payment as a paper check. The IRS does not plan to issue prepaid debit cards to beneficiaries for this third round of IPs, according to the SSA. Other factors. People who have already filed a 2020 tax return this year to claim missing stimulus money may find that the IRS will likely use this information instead of your 2019 details if it has processed your latest return. Some people may need to file a 2020 tax return, even if they don't usually file, so the IRS has all the information needed to send payments to cover your eligible dependents.